The other day, I did a video all about how the challenge system in Battlefield was super broken and led people to abusing the portal system to make servers to get those challenges done easily. Well, good news, the challenges have been fixed. But there's now a even bigger problem that actually makes it harder to use some of the guns you unlock with challenges. So my video from the other day was really focused on one particular challenge as a kind of example of how bad they were, where you had to get 300 suppressions on enemies. And this is very frustrating because getting a suppression in the first place seems a little bit hit or miss. No one seems to agree on exactly what you have to do to get it. And you had to do it with LMGs, so you were just essentially firing LMGs, purposely missing enemies and hoping that it would pop up saying you got a suppression. Well, now you don't need 300 anymore, you just need 10. And that's achievable in a single game, maybe a couple of games if you're unlucky. So that's absolutely awesome. And this change has actually been enacted across the board for pretty much all of the challenges in the game. The requirements have been hugely lowered. Battlefield put out a massive blog post about this on social media, and they basically said that they wanted to try and bring the requirements in line with what you could do in a reasonable session length. It sounds like they originally set it up to be something that you could kind of aspire to get one day, or some of the challenges where you had to do ridiculous stuff like get 6,000 repairs done within one match. They said, okay, that was originally set up to be something that happened very, very rarely, and you wanted to make a point that the player had achieved something with that. Now they've reduced that to be something that you can actually get done in a normal game. And they gave loads of examples of the challenges that they've changed. So things like Assault used to have one where they had to get 50 teammates to deploy on their spawn beacon, which was really frustrating just because if you're not playing with other people you're talking to, a lot of people just don't spawn on your spawn beacon. It's very hard to control. You're not really in charge of that. So they reduced that from 50 deploys just to 5. And for the support challenge, they reduced it from 200 revives to 60. The weapon ones have been reduced, so some of them that needed 10,000 inflicted damage, that's been cut down to just a third, so 3,000. The ones that needed you to get wins have been reduced from like 5 wins in Conquest all the way down to 2. And some of the ones that were for a specific feat, like getting a number of multi-kills, that's been, and I think that multi-kill one you had to do in one game, they've reduced that from 20 multi-kills in one game down to 5 multi-kills. So they've all been made much more manageable, and they've all been reduced to things that a lot of people will just get done when they're playing normally. Now, this should have a super positive effect. It should cut down on the number of people needing to use Portal to make those weird servers where they can get the challenges done, which should ease a load on Portal and hopefully mean that when you check Portal, you see a lot more interesting servers rather than the kind of mess it is now where everything seems to be about getting challenges done or AFK and XP and stuff like that. And most importantly, it means normal people playing the game will get these challenges done. So if you've got that friend who just plays occasionally and doesn't keep up with reading stuff online or things like that, they might have actually unlocked all of the weapons within, a month or so, rather than needing to have you teach them how to go onto these Portal servers to get these challenges done to unlock stuff. I always think it's a good idea if everyone has all of the weapons unlocked, everyone has all of the attachments, so everyone's on a level playing field without having to spend hours trying to get it all sorted out. I had a comment on my video where I was talking about that suppression challenge of the LMGs, where someone was saying, oh no, it's not that bad, you're exaggerating. I managed to get half of that challenge done in 2 hours. Now, to me, that is insane. That person spent 2 hours playing a video game, doing something that wasn't fun, trying to get suppressions by, shooting over people's heads and purposely missing. And in 2 hours, they got half of one challenge done. So if I said to a friend who just got onto Battlefield RedSec and they were like, oh, what's the best gun? And I said, oh, it's this LMG, but you won't have it unlocked yet. You need to go and do this for 4 hours, this boring thing for 4 hours, before you can use this gun. There's no way to do that. That's absolutely ridiculous. That's an insane thing to ask someone. Why should you have to do something that's not fun in a video game before you get to the fun bits? But anyway, they've sorted it out, they fixed it. All the challenges seem pretty reasonable now. I haven't come across any that seem absolutely ridiculous, but it has led to a new problem, and hopefully this will be fixed, maybe even by the time you're watching this video. But right now it is an issue, and I think it's good if people are aware of it. If you had challenges to unlock weapons or player icons or titles or whatever it was, and you had done part of the requirement, so you'd done it partially, and now they've lowered the requirement so you actually have completed the challenge, you're now stuck and you can't unlock that weapon. So I've got it with the last LMG. I had already done some of the things that you needed to do to unlock that. Now they've lowered the requirements. It shows that challenge as being completed, but the LMG isn't unlocked. And it isn't like before, where I know in Battlefield 6 since it's launched, there were issues where you unlock a weapon and you just don't get it straight away. I've tried playing a game and then going back to see if I had it unlocked. I've restarted the game to see if that would work, and it doesn't seem to be working at all. And I actually saw some people in the chat of the game that I played complaining about the same thing, that it seems like this challenge change has actually locked some people out of the weapons entirely. Now, I'm confident this is something that will get patched fairly quickly. The challenge change that we just had actually was a server-side patch. We didn't even need to download anything for it. So I'm hoping it'll be something that they can just very quickly fix so you can unlock that stuff. But right now, I can't unlock a bunch of the weapons that I should already have, which kind of sucks. But anyway, this whole video, just a PSA, challenge requirements have been massively reduced. You do not need to use Portal to complete the challenges anymore. You'll just be able to get them by playing the game normally, which is an awesome step forwards. And it's great that Battlefield did this so quickly. Like, the game hasn't even been out for a month, and I would argue this was one of the biggest problems with it, and it's already been fixed. So I think that's absolutely awesome. Let me know how you're getting on with the challenges in the comments below. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one. Goodbye.